Dear students, welcome to today's class Alcoholic Liver Disease. So, alcoholic liver disease is the term used to describe the spectrum of liver injury associated with acute and chronic alcoholism. So, that means the liver injury due to acute and chronic alcoholism. Three sequential stages in alcoholic liver disease, that means three stages. Alcoholic steatosis, that is called as a fatty liver, alcoholic hepatitis, alcoholic cirrhosis. So this is how three stages: alcoholic steatosis, fatty liver, alcoholic hepatitis, alcoholic cirrhosis. Then let us see the alcohol, nothing but the ethanol metabolism. 1 gram of alcohol gives 7 calories of energy. Alcohol cannot be stored in the body and must undergo obligatory oxidation chiefly in the liver. That means it should get removed immediately in the liver and obligatory oxidation. Ethanol 90% get oxidized to acetate by two-step enzymatic process, that is two enzymatic process: alcoholic dehydrogenase ADH present in cytoplasm cytosol, then acetaldehyde dehydrogenase ALDH mitochondria of hepatocytes. So here two enzymes are involved, that is one is ADH and ALDH, alcohol dehydrogenase and acetaldehyde dehydrogenase. Then first step, ethanol is catabolized to acetaldehyde in the liver by following three pathways, one major and two minor pathways. In the cytoplasm, major limiting pathway alcohol dehydrogenase. In smooth endoplasmic reticulum, via microsomal P450 oxidases enzymes, microsomal ethanol oxidizing system, MEOA system. So that means through the MEOA system, alcohol is get oxidized by in the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, that is minor pathway. In peroxisomes via catalase enzyme. So other one is catalase enzyme such as hydrogen peroxide. So these are the three pathways. One is alcohol dehydrogenase pathway, major pathway, and P450 oxidase pathway, minor pathway, and catalase enzyme pathway, minor pathway. Then acetaldehyde is toxic and may cause membrane damage and cell necrosis. So acetaldehyde is a toxic. Second step, in mitochondria, acetaldehyde is converted to acetate with ALDH, acetaldehyde dehydrogenase. So acetaldehyde dehydrogenase converting the acetaldehyde into acetate, acting as a coenzyme. So ALDH is acting as a coenzyme. So step 1, step 2. Then you can see in the metabolism of ethanol in the liver how the changes happens is ethanol to acetaldehyde. Acetaldehyde is a toxic. This happens in the cytoplasm 80%. Acetaldehyde ADH enzyme, acetaldehyde dehydrogenase involved, that is 80% reaction, and remaining catalase in the peroxisomes and smooth endoplasmic reticulum P450 enzyme system 10% taking place. These two combinedly 10%. So this is how the ethanol to acetaldehyde conversion happens. Then acetaldehyde get converted into acetate by the enzyme ALDH, acetaldehyde dehydrogenase in the mitochondria. Then acetate get converted into acetyl coenzyme A, which in turn get converted into carbon dioxide and water. So at last from ethanol, carbon dioxide and water is produced, and acetyl coenzyme is produced and acetate is produced. Then you can see alcohol content in drinks: beer 4% alcohol, wine 12% alcohol, and you can see here 12 ounce. So 12 ounce is the what we can tell capacity. So around 29 ml is equal to 1 ounce. So 1 ounce is nothing but the 29 ml. So you can think 12 ounce means how much ml it will be there. So 4% alcohol beer, 12% alcohol is wine, and 80% alcohol. Alcohol is also called as a proof spirit. 40% alcohol in the whiskey. Then risk factors for alcoholic liver disease, etiology. Risk factors is nothing but the etiology. So all these two who indulge in alcohol abuse do not develop liver damage. Incidence of cirrhosis in alcoholics is only 10 to 15%. So the persons who are getting cirrhosis is only 10 to 15%. Then alcohol consumption, different patterns. First one is a drinking pattern. Chronic and excessive consumption of alcohol leads to fatty liver. More than 90% of chronic alcoholics will develop the fatty liver. Progression to alcoholic hepatitis in 10 to 20% cases only. So next is chronic hepatitis 10 to 12%, 20%. Continued daily imbibing of 60 to 80 gram of ethanol in any type of alcoholic beverage for at least 10 years. So that means any person consuming alcohol 10 years, daily 60 to 80 grams alcohol, is likely to cause alcoholic cirrhosis. So alcoholic cirrhosis will be seen in the persons who are consuming the alcohol for 10 years and daily 60 to 80 gram alcohol. Then 4 to 6% in beer, 10 to 12% in wine, 40 to 50% in brandy, whiskey and scotch. Second risk factor, gender. Women have increased susceptibility to develop advanced alcoholic liver disease much earlier than men. So women are highly susceptible to alcoholic liver disease. So even by the consuming small quantity of alcohol. Malnutrition. Absolute or relative malnutrition of proteins and vitamins is regarded as a contributory factor in the evolution of cirrhosis, chronic gastritis and pancreatitis. So any person having chronic gastritis and pancreatitis due to the malnutrition of proteins and vitamins are having the susceptibility to get alcoholic cirrhosis early. Then infection. So fourth point is infection, fourth risk factor. Intercurrent bacterial infections are common in cirrhotic patients. So infections are common in the cirrhotic patients. Genetic factors. Elimination of alcohol due to genetic polymorphism for the two main enzyme systems, that means MEOS, microsomal P450 oxidases enzyme system, and alcohol dehydrogenase system. So these two enzyme systems, any genetic polymorphism is there, then ethanol elimination will be low. So they will get the early alcoholic liver disease. That is MEOS enzyme system and alcoholic dehydrogenase system genetic polymorphism. Hepatitis B and C infection. So you should notice here hepatitis is again connected with the alcoholic liver disease. Hepatitis B and C infection. Concurrent infection with either HBV or HCV is an important risk factor for progression of alcoholic liver disease. So alcoholic liver disease will be seen in the persons who are getting the hepatitis B and C infection. Pathogenesis. First point in pathogenesis is direct hepatotoxicity by ethanol. So ethanol ingestion for a period of 8 to 10 years regularly may cause a direct hepatotoxic effect on the liver and produce fatty change. Ethanol is directly toxic to microtubules, mitochondria and membrane of hepatocytes. So ethanol is toxic to microtubules, mitochondria and membrane of hepatocytes. Second point is hepatotoxicity by ethanol metabolites. So primary metabolite is acetaldehyde. Acetaldehyde levels in blood are elevated in chronic alcoholics. Acetaldehyde produces hepatotoxicity by formation of two addicts, production of protein aldehyde addict and formation of malone dihaldehyde acetaldehyde addicts, that means MAA addict and protein aldehyde addict. So addicts is nothing but the complexes. So protein acetaldehyde complex and malone dihaldehyde acetaldehyde complex. Then third point is in pathogenesis, oxidative stress. Oxidation of ethanol by the cytochrome P450 enzyme system leads to generation of free radicals which causes oxidative damage to the membranes and proteins. So oxidative stress by the ethanol metabolites, free radicals. Then immunological mechanism. Cell mediated immunity is impaired in alcoholic liver disease. Genesis of Mallory's alcoholic hyaline aggregation of intermediate filaments of pre-keratin type. So here you can see the cell mediated immunity is impaired in the alcoholic liver disease, and formation of genesis means formation of Mallory's alcoholic hyaline aggregation of intermediate filaments of pre-keratin type. So pre-keratin type aggregates filaments will be formed, which composition is Mallory's alcoholic hyaline. Then next point, alcohol induced disorganization of cytoskeleton. So cytoskeleton disorganized. Then inflammation. Chronic alcohol consumption is injurious to hepatocytes and intestinal cells. The injured intestinal cells elaborate endotoxins which release pro-inflammatory cytokines TNF, tumor necrosis factor alpha, interleukin 1, interleukin 6, and TGF beta. So these are the different endotoxins produced by the intestinal injury by the alcohol. These cytokines and endotoxemia produce apoptosis and necrosis of hepatocytes. So these endotoxins will cause the necrosis and apoptosis of hepatocytes. And you can see here pathogenesis of alcoholic liver disease. You can see immunologic effect, then increased liver fat, increased redox ratio, retention of liver cell water and proteins, hypoxia. So these are the factors happens. So chronic alcohol ingestion will cause these factors: immunological effect and increased liver fat and increased redox ratio, hypoxia, liver cell water and proteins retention. Then you can see the direct hepatotoxicity, fatty change and fibrogenesis, fibrin generis, and inflammation by the cytokines. Then oxidative stress free radicals, autoantibodies will be produced by the hepatotoxicity by acetaldehyde. So this is how the pathogenesis cycle is taking place. Then you can see here liver, brown color liver, in which NAD mechanism, alcohol dehydrogenase mechanism, one step. Then microsomal ethanol oxidizing system taking place, acetaldehyde producing, acetaldehyde again get converted into acetate by the acetaldehyde dehydrogenase diagram you can see. Next, fibrogenesis. Main event facilitating hepatic fibrogenesis is activation of stellate cells by various stimuli. So stellate cells in the liver get activated. So those will cause by stellate cell activation by the stimuli by damaged hepatocytes, by malone dihaldehyde acetaldehyde adducts, by activated Kupffer cells, direct stimulation by acetaldehyde. So this is how the action by which stellate cells will get stimulated, which are responsible for the fibrogenesis. Then increased redox ratio, marked increase in NADH and NAD ratio, redox ratio in the hepatocytes results in increased redox ratio of lactate pyruvate, leading to lactic acidosis. So lactic acidosis is taking place with the increased NADH and NAD ratio. Retention of liver cell water and proteins. Alcohol is inhibited to secretion of newly synthesized proteins by the liver, leading to their retention in the hepatocyte. So water and proteins retention is happening due to inhibitory effect of alcohol. So retention of liver cell water and proteins. Hypoxia. Chronic ingestion of alcohol results in increased oxygen demand by the liver. I repeat, chronic ingestion of alcohol results in increased oxygen demand by the liver, resulting in a hypoxic state. So less oxygen supply to the liver happens, hypoxic state, which causes hepatocellular necrosis in centrilobular zone, which is also called as zone 3. So centrilobular zone hepatocellular necrosis taking place due to hypoxia. Then third point is increased liver fat. In chronic alcoholism, there is rise in the amount of fat available to the liver, which could be from exogenous, is nothing but the dietary sources, excess mobilization from adipose tissue, or increased liver synthesis by liver itself. So increased liver synthesis or adipose tissue accumulation from the exogenous source. Then morphological features or morphological changes in alcoholic liver disease. Alcoholic steatosis, first change is fatty liver alcoholic steatosis. So grossly and microscopically, what difference will be there in alcoholic steatosis? Grossly, liver is enlarged, yellow, greasy, firm, with smooth and glistering capsule. So yellow color liver will be yellow color. Then microscopically, more common and pronounced feature, macrovesicular large droplets of fat displacing the nucleus to the periphery. So here fat droplets is accumulating in the microvasculature, macrovesicular. Then fat cyst may develop due to coalescence and rupture of fat containing hepatocytes. So here fat cyst will be produced. Less often feature lipogranulomas consisting of collection of lymphocytes, macrophages, and some multinucleated giant cells. So multinucleated giant cells will be seen, and lymphocytes and macrophages will be seen. Lipogranulomas, so lipid containing granulomas. Second condition is alcoholic hepatitis. First one is fatty liver steatosis. This is hepatitis. So heavy drinking will cause acute alcoholic hepatitis. Histologically, hepatocellular necrosis, miliary bodies or alcoholic hyaline, inflammatory response, fibrosis. So four histological changes is happening in the alcoholic hepatitis. The one is hepatocellular necrosis, miliary bodies or alcoholic hyaline, inflammatory response, fibrosis. So first let us discuss all this in a small amount. Hepatocellular necrosis. Single or small clusters of hepatocytes, especially in the centrilobular zone, that is zone 3, undergo ballooning, degeneration and necrosis. So ballooning, degeneration and necrosis happening in the zone 3 centrilobular area. Second point, miliary bodies or alcoholic hyaline. Eosinophilic intracytoplasmic inclusion seen in perinuclear location within swollen and ballooned hepatocytes. They represent aggregates of cytoskeletal intermediate filaments pre-keratin, visualized with connective tissue stains like Mason's trichome, chromophobe aniline blue, or by use of immunoperoxidase method. So they can identify these miliary bodies or alcoholic hyaline with the staining agents Mason's trichome, chromophobe aniline blue dye. Miliary bodies are also found in other conditions, such as, that means in other diseases miliary bodies are found. Primary biliary cirrhosis, Indian childhood cirrhosis, cholestatic syndromes, Wilson's disease, intestinal bypass surgery, focal nodular hyperplasia, hepatocellular carcinoma. So all these diseases, that is important, is hepatocellular carcinomas, miliary bodies with nothing but the alcoholic hyaline is found. Inflammatory response, third changes, histological changes is inflammatory response. Polymorph and some scattered mononuclear cells will be seen. Polymorph and some scattered mononuclear cells are seen. And fibrosis, pericellular and perivenular fibrosis produced web-like or chicken wire-like appearance. This is also termed as creeping collagenesis. So perinuclear and perivenular fibrosis will be seen. Alcoholic liver disease symptoms, you can see feeling sick, yellowing of the eyes and skin like jaundice symptoms, swelling in the ankles and tummy, confusion or drowsiness, vomiting blood or passing blood in your stools, weight loss, loss of appetite. So you should see blood in the stool shows liver problems and intestinal problems. Blood in urine shows kidney problems. So that is how they will identify the disease condition. Loss of appetite and loss of weight. Then third condition of alcoholic liver disease is alcoholic cirrhosis. After this, alcoholic carcinoma is taking place. So alcoholic cirrhosis, 60 to 70% of all cases of cirrhosis are related with alcohol consumption. These are also termed as alcoholic cirrhosis, is also termed as Lehigh cirrhosis, portal cirrhosis, nutritional cirrhosis, diffuse cirrhosis, micronodular cirrhosis. So other 5 names for the alcoholic cirrhosis is mentioned here. Grossly and microscopical difference. Grossly, micronodular cirrhosis, nodules less than 3 mm diameter. This is also called as a Lehigh cirrhosis. Why? Means Lehigh scientists in 1818 introduced the term cirrhosis. So cirrhosis term is introduced by Lehigh. So it is called as a Lehigh cirrhosis. Greek word cirrhosis. Cirrhosis is derived from the Greek word kyrhos, tawny, T-A-W-N-Y, tawny means small. Then microscopically, what difference is there in the alcoholic cirrhosis? Nodular pattern, nodule formation will be there. Fibrous septa that divide the hepatic parenchyma into nodules. Fibrous tissue extend from central vein to portal region. So fibrous tissue will be produced, fibrous septa. Then hepatic parenchyma, proliferation forming regenerative nodules having disorganized masses of hepatocytes. So hepatic parenchyma proliferation is happening. Then necrosis, inflammation and bile duct proliferation. So bile duct proliferation, inflammation and necrosis. Memory bodies, fibrous septa, sparse infiltrate of mononuclear cells, some bile duct proliferation, bile stasis, that is bile accumulation, and increased cytoplasmic hemosiderin deposits due to enhanced iron absorption in alcoholic cirrhosis. So alcoholic cirrhosis, iron absorption will get increased, so hemosiderin deposits is taking place and bile deposition, bile stasis is taking place. Let us discuss that. One is fatty liver, first condition. Second one is alcoholic hepatitis. Then third one is alcoholic. So you can see here how changes happens. Normal liver, steatosis, steatohepatitis, fibrosis, cirrhosis, hepatocellular carcinoma. And you can see here healthy liver get converted into alcoholic fatty liver in the 90 to 100% of the alcohol consuming people. So the persons who are consuming 90 to 100 people will get the alcoholic liver disease if they consume for 8 to 10 years. From alcoholic liver disease, only 10 to 30%, 35% to persons will get converted into alcoholic steatohepatitis. Then steatohepatitis, alcoholic hepatitis is taking place, and alcoholic cirrhosis is taking place. And alcoholic steatohepatitis, 10 to 20% persons will get converted into alcoholic cirrhosis. So from the 100 people, only 10 to 20% people will get the alcoholic cirrhosis, and from the 100 people, 40% people will get the alcoholic hepatitis. So 40% will get the alcoholic hepatitis, 10 to 20% people will get the alcoholic cirrhosis. Then alcoholic cirrhosis, 2% people will get the HCC, hepatocellular carcinoma. That means 100 people consuming alcohol, only 2%, 2 people will get the hepatocellular carcinoma. 10 to 20% people will get the alcoholic cirrhosis. 40% people will get the alcoholic hepatitis, and only 10 to 30% people will get the alcoholic steatohepatitis. Only that 90 people, 100 people will get the alcoholic fatty liver. That means maximum people will get the alcoholic fatty liver. Here dangerous conditions is alcoholic cirrhosis and alcoholic, that is hepatocellular carcinoma. And laboratory diagnosis of alcoholic liver disease by the enzymes. First one is elevated transaminases increase in SGOT, AST more than that of SGPT. So compared to SGPT enzymes, SGOT level enzymes transaminases level increases, elevation is taking place in the liver. Then rise in serum gamma glutamyl transpeptidase, enzyme increases. Elevation in serum alkaline phosphatase, elevation. Hyperbilirubinemia, so bilirubin increasing, hyperbilirubinemia. Hypoproteinemia with reversal of albumin globulin ratio, so albumin globulin ratio is get reversed, and hypoproteinemia, that means decreased protein. Prolonged prothrombin time and partial thromboplastin time, so prothrombin time, that is blood clotting factors, prolonged prothrombin time and partial thromboplastin time. Then anemia is going to take place, that means hemoglobin and RBC deficiency. Neutrophilic leukocytosis in alcoholic hepatitis and in secondary infection. So neutrophilic leukocytosis is taking place in the alcoholic hepatitis and secondary infections, microbial infections. Okay, thank you. References textbook of pathophysiology by Harsh Mohan.